Hello and welcome to Freedom News, the news you can use to help keep Canada free. Well, it looks like the plot surrounding the LavScam seems to be getting a lot thicker these days. We've got 3 breaking stories surrounding this scandal, which I, of course, will endeavor to bring to you here at this moment. First up, we have the OECD and their concerns. An excerpt here from an article. I will post the link to the full article in the description. The International Economic Group that oversees a global anti-bribery convention is monitoring allegations that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau interfered in a criminal prosecution against SNC-Lavalin. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development's Working Group on Bribery said in a statement Monday that it is concerned by accusations that Trudeau and staff in his office tried to get former Attorney General Jody Wilson-Raybould to let the Quebec engineering giant negotiate a remediation agreement rather than pursue the firm on criminal charges of bribery and fraud. SNC-Lavalin is accused of bribing Libyan officials between 2001 and 2011 to win business there. Canada is one of 44 nations that in 1999 signed the legally binding Anti-Bribery Convention, which established international standards to criminalize the bribery of foreign officials. The idea was that all signatories, including all 36 OECD nations as well as 8 others such as Russia and Brazil, would punish their own citizens and companies for trying to undermine governments elsewhere. Second, out of the Buffalo Chronicle newspaper in the United States, we have this little bit of a tidbit. The Ottawa-based political operative inside the Trudeau government tells the Chronicle that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police has reached out to Wernick to schedule questioning in the SNC-Lavalin matter. The agency is actively investigating the matter, and the PMO is profoundly worried that former Treasury Board President Scott Bryson may be questioned by the RCMP next week. And last but certainly not least, we have this letter signed by the Liberal members of the Justice Committee dated today, March 18th, 2019, addressed to the Liberal chair of that committee, Mr. Anthony Housefather. It states, Mr. Chair, we write to you ahead of tomorrow's meeting of the House of Commons Standing Committee on Justice and Human Rights to consider next steps for its work on remediation agreements, the Shawcross Doctrine, and the discussions between the Office of the Attorney General and government colleagues related to SNC-Lavalin. As committee members, we approached our work with an open mind and cognizant of the importance of the issues being discussed. We note that the opposition parties rushed to judgment even before hearing all of the relevant information. As Liberal members, we set out to hold meetings to provide context and to hear different perspectives from those mostly involved. We are confident that we have made an important contribution to Canadians' understanding of this important issue. The committee has heard from principal witnesses in this matter, including the Honourable Jody Wilson-Raybould, PCMP, who appeared at our committee for nearly 4 hours on February 27, 2019. We welcomed her request for an unprecedented 38-minute opening statement. During her testimony, she described in great detail her perspective of events we were examining. We had also heard from other key witnesses, including the Clerk of the Privy Council, the Deputy Minister to the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, and the Prime Minister's former Principal Secretary. Three of these individuals were identified in the initial Globe and Mail story, which prompted these meetings. We have also heard from other subject matter expert witnesses. Tomorrow will be the 11th meeting over 5 weeks where the committee has discussed this topic. We heard 13 hours of comprehensive testimony from 10 different witnesses. Canadians can judge for themselves the facts, perspectives, and relevant legal principles. Traditionally, cabinet confidence and solicitor-client privilege would have prevented several of these witnesses from disclosing much of what they did divulge to the committee. In fact, since 1987, there have only been 4 other instances where cabinet confidence was waived. In contrast to the waiver that was put forward by the current government, none of those cases included a waiver of solicitor-client privilege. We appreciate that the government took the extraordinary step of waiving these confidences so that witnesses could speak directly to the issues under consideration by our committee. The waiver covered the period during which the Honourable Miss Wilson-Raybould, PC MP, was Attorney General and Minister of Justice. It is important to note that the waiver applied equally to witnesses who appeared before the committee. In fact, we offered an opportunity for the clerk and deputy minister to appear a second time because the first time they appeared, the waiver was not in place, and we want to give these witnesses a full opportunity to speak under the waiver. This waiver was broad in scope. No witness was prevented from providing evidence on any relevant information during the period covered by the waiver, which was the focus of the committee's review. As with the waiver, the terms of reference for this committee applied equally to each witness. The committee specifically agreed to hold meetings on discussions between the Office of the Attorney General and government colleagues with respect to the prosecution of SNC Lavalin. No witness testified to material facts that occurred after January 14th, events which took place once the Honourable Miss Wilson-Raybould, PC MP, was Minister of Veterans Affairs, had nothing to do with allegations of inappropriate pressure. Our work at the Justice Committee complements other processes currently underway to examine these issues. For example, the Office of the Ethics Commissioner is currently conducting a review of the matter, and we look forward to reviewing any public report. We were encouraged to hear that the Honourable Anne McClellan has been appointed to provide the government with advice on whether the roles of Attorney General and Minister of Justice should be held by the same person. We are confident these ongoing processes and reviews will benefit from the perspectives that have been shared by the many witnesses at our committee. As committee members, we have achieved our objectives with respect to these meetings. Following the testimony of all witnesses, we believe that all rules and laws were followed. Canadians now have the necessary information to arrive at a conclusion. As parliamentarians, we respect the work of the Conflict of Interest and Ethics Commissioner and believe the ongoing study by this independent officer of Parliament is now the appropriate way forward. Sincerely, Randy Balsanot, MP, Edmonton Centre, Ikra Khalid, MP, Mississauga, Aaron Mills, Ali Hassi, MP, Willowdale, and looks like Bon McKinnon, MP, Coquitlam, and Colin Fraser, MP, West Nova. If any of you are residents of these ridings, call these buffoons and tell them to get back to work. Their job is not done. In fact, I would suggest that all Canadians call these Liberal members of Parliament and tell them that they are dead wrong. This committee's job is not done yet. We still have to hear Miss Jody Wilson-Raybould's full testimony. She very much wants to tell the full story. She's being prevented by only having a partial waiver, not a full waiver of all events. She had made it clear in her testimony that there is information that she needs to get out. She has said so also in a letter. So no, this is not done. Not by a long shot. And I'm sure the RCMP are going to have their full questions too of people. So no, this is far from over. These liberals clearly want to put an end to this and make it go away. It ain't gonna happen. Not by a long shot. Ever. Well, that's all I have for today. Like if you like, share, comment, and of course, subscribe. And remember, working together, we can help keep Canada free. Thank you, and have a good day.